We'll be with you in just 1 second. Hello! Welcome to Crafty Chemistry Night. We will get started in just 1 moment. I am just gonna connect my computer to everyone. Just give Dr. Cookie 1 moment. Dr. Cookie wants to be able to chat with all of you on her laptop. Here we go. All right, we have the live video up and running. Welcome to Crafty Chemistry Night with Dr. Cookie. For those of you who have not met me yet, my official name is Dr. the mintiest, shortbreadiest, s'more, peanut butter pate, caramel delightio. But you can call me Dr. Cookie for short. Now, for those of you who haven't met, I am Girl Scouts of Citrus Council's mad scientist, and I work at the Trefoil Laboratories, but they've been closed for social distancing. So as you can see, the Girl Scouts have let me come to Camp McCowie. How exciting is that? So I am hosting Crafty Chemistry Night from our lovely Camp McCowie, which I love so much. So we are going to start off tonight the way we always love to start off our days at Trefoil Laboratories, which I miss so much, with the Girl Scout promise. So if you'd like to join along, put up your Girl Scout sign. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Awesome job, girls. Great job. Now, who is ready to get started? I see Naomi has said hello. Nikki has said hello. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you've joined us tonight. So, we are talking about chemistry, which means we're going to talk about chemical reactions. And tonight, Dr. Cookie has decided to turn it into a glow party. So as you can see with my lovely earrings and my lovely little rings, we are having a glow party. So what is a chemical reaction? Well, a chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances, which are called reactants, are converted into one or more different substances, which are known as products. In the reactions, the atoms of the starting substances are rearranged, forming new substances. So, you might encounter this reaction through maybe a change of color, or a bright light, or a sound, or maybe you smell something, or maybe there's bubbles, or maybe, like tonight, it's gonna glow. So why don't we get started? The first chemical reaction we are going to witness is called chemiluminescence. Let Dr. Cookie not get that word wrong. Chemiluminescence. So we are going to use our glow sticks to see what chemiluminescence is. So, in glow sticks, there are 2 liquids. So these are those reactants that we were talking about. So there is a fluorescent dye, and there's another substance you may already know, which is hydrogen peroxide. However, it's not the kind that you have under your kitchen sink at home. It's a much stronger one, so that's not what's in here. It's definitely much stronger, but those are the 2 substances that are in here. Now, when you break a glow stick, those 2 substances mix, and that is what makes it glow. Dr. Cookie's having a little bit of a hard time here. All right, we are getting this all glowed up. All right, so how did those 2 substances stay apart all that time? How did this not glow before? Well, One of the substances is inside a glass tube. That's how they stay apart before you break it. So when you're snapping a glow stick, like this one, whoa, you're actually breaking the glass, releasing that other substance, and letting them mix together to get a nice glow. Look at that! Dr. Cookie loves it! It looks almost as pretty as my rings. And that is how they glow. Now, did you know that the first patents for glow sticks were actually awarded to the US Navy? Glow sticks were used for emergency lights, they were used for target markers, landing zone markers, and even on parachutes. So we are going to see how the two liquids mix together. Now, Dr. Cookie did this very safe inside her lab, so you do not want to do this at home. But she got the two different liquids that are inside the glow stick, and we are gonna mix them together to see the reaction right before our eyes of what happens inside a glow stick when you break that glass tube. And Dr. Cookie's assistant is gonna help us with this one. So once I pour the liquid in, our assistant is gonna turn off all the lights and we're gonna see this liquid glow. All right, so we're gonna have a countdown in 3, 2, 1. And that is what happens inside the glow stick. How awesome is that? So now we have our glowing mixture and you can see it glowing still even in the light. Looks much cooler in the dark, but Dr. Cookie still loves it in the light. It matches my earrings. Ooh, I'm gonna have to make some jewelry with that later. We will save that. So that is what's happening inside your glow sticks whenever you break them. Now, on to our next discussion. And that is how temperature affects chemical reactions. Did you know that when temperatures are much colder, chemical reactions actually happen slower? So when we put a glow stick inside cold water, it actually glows less. So in warmer temperatures, chemical reactions speed up and they happen much quicker. So our glow stick in the warm water is glowing much more than in the cold water. Now, if you want to save your glow sticks, Dr. Cookie loves to save her glow sticks. She loves to wear them all week long. You put them in the freezer and it slows down the process and you save them for much longer. So we're gonna put that just a little closer to the camera so you can see the difference between the two. This one is much darker than this one. So that is our discussion on chemiluminescence and how temperature is affected and what happens when two liquids mix together to cause the glowing. Now, my special assistant, Dr. Cookie loves her special assistant, is gonna come over and we are gonna get started on our next activity. This activity was mentioned. Oh, there's Dr. Cookie's assistant. We're gonna stay far away. All right, this activity was mentioned in the description. So if you have all the ingredients at home, you are gonna want to bring those out now. And we are gonna get on to our next chemical reaction. Now, Dr. Cookie couldn't find a way to incorporate glow in this, so we will just wear our glow sticks and act like the bouncy ball glows, and that will be okay. Maybe we'll just pour some of this in and see if it glows and call it a day. So we are going to create a bouncy ball now. And the chemical reactions within our bouncy balls. I made this one earlier just to show you all. So if you're getting your ingredients ready at home, we'll have a little dance break. so you can have time for your ingredients. Dr. Cookie's assistant's already getting ready with the dance break. Woo! Get your ingredients ready. Get them ready. Dr. Cookie, there goes my bouncy ball. All right, so do we have our ingredients ready? Okay, we are going to get started with our bouncy balls. The first ingredient you're gonna want is your warm water. And you're gonna want 2 tablespoons of the warm water. So 2 tablespoons of warm water. And you're gonna wanna make sure it's warm because you're needing to mix stuff in it. The second ingredient, once you put your water in, now make sure to go slow on this, I'm just trying to get this mixed together. So the second one is a 1/2 teaspoon of borax. If you do not have your ingredients yet and you are looking for borax, you will find it with the laundry detergent. So we are going to mix in our borax to our warm water. And we are doing a 1/2 teaspoon. And we want to get that all mixed up. Woo! Now, as I said, I will take this slow. I'm just trying to get this mixed in. Oh, I see some people do not have their ingredients. That is okay. This will be posted. You can do this later with Dr. Cookie. Dr. Cookie's always going to be here for you. You can always come back and watch the recording. No worries. All right, so we have our solution going. We mixed in our borax with our warm water. We're just gonna let that sit for now. Once you have mixed that, oh, I see someone asked about the directions. This video will be posted. You can join Dr. Cookie over and over again and make your bouncy balls along with us once you have the ingredients. No worries, don't you worry, you're gonna get there. All right, so once you have your mixture, you're gonna move on to your second cup. And once you have that, you are gonna get out your glue. Next we are doing our glue. All right, so we are going to do 1 tablespoon of glue. 1 tablespoon of glue. And we are putting that in an empty cup. Right, let's give Dr. Cookie some time to squeeze out her glue. Okay. Now, the glue is going in. And once we have this all mixed together, Dr. Cookie will talk about the chemical reaction that's happening to create this bouncy ball, don't you worry. Ooh, I see someone saying their bouncy ball is going to be red and blue and yellow. Mine is going to be pink because Dr. Cookie loves pink. That is her favorite color. All right, we have 1 tablespoon of glue. I'll wait for everyone to have their glue in their cup. Okay, we have our water and our borax, and we have our glue. We're going to continue working with our cup of glue. So we are going to do a 1/2 tablespoon. So our 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. 1/2 tablespoon of cornstarch. Alrighty. We're gonna get that mixed in. We're gonna do a half tablespoon of cornstarch in our glue. So once you have your half tablespoon of cornstarch, you're gonna put it in your glue. And once that is ready, we are gonna put in just a couple of drops of food coloring. So maybe, let's say 3 or 4. It goes a long way, I promise. Wherever my bouncy ball went, long live my bouncy ball. It only used 3 or 4. I promise it was very pink, as you all saw. I don't know where it is. All right, mine was accidentally 4. I meant 3. 4 is fine. It will be very pink. Okay. And then once you put all of that in, so you have your glue, you have your cornstarch, and you have your food coloring. Now you are going to mix it up. And it's going to be just a little sticky because of that glue. So we're mixing it up. You're gonna start to see that color really come through here. And once that starts to look all mixed together, oh, I see. How much cornstarch? You're gonna have a half tablespoon of cornstarch, Andrea. Half tablespoon. If you guys get lost at all, feel free to watch Dr. Cookie again. Dr. Cookie is here for you guys. This recording will be posted right after, don't you worry. You will be able to join in again. All right, once that is mixed together, we are going to do a half teaspoon. I got that right this time. Good job, Dr. Cookie. A half teaspoon of our original mixture. So when we mixed that borax and that warm water, we are gonna get a half teaspoon of that, and we're gonna pour it into our mixture. Now, Dr. Cookie did this a little earlier with her first bouncy ball. Still, I don't know where that bouncy ball went. And she decided that a half teaspoon it wasn't enough. So she's gonna add just a teeny bit more. Now, this is a science experiment, so you're always gonna be learning more and trying and trying and trying again. You just have to learn that it takes a couple of times to get it right. So Dr. Cookie's gonna add just a teeny bit more than half a teaspoon. If you wanna only try out half a teaspoon and see how it goes there, that is fine. You can always add more afterwards. Dr. Cookie's ball just was a little too gooey. It was a little too slimy. All right, there's her half a teaspoon. She's gonna add in just a little bit more. She did a whole teaspoon, and you're gonna let it sit for 15 seconds. All right, so what can we do for 15 seconds? How about another dance break? Woo! Dancing with Dr. Cookie. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have passed by our 15 seconds. All right, so once you have let that sit for just a little bit, again, 15 seconds, you spend that 15 seconds however long you want. Dancing's always my pick. We are going to mix that together, and you're gonna just keep mixing until it gets too difficult to mix it. Because your stuff is gonna start sticking all together. All your ingredients are gonna start clumping together, and that's where the chemical reaction happens. So our first glass had borax in it, and our second glass had glue in it. And those two ingredients mixed together to create a chemical reaction, and they start creating a chain of molecules and they stick together, and that's what creates your ball. Here is my cap before I get that all over. All right, so we are mixing this together. As you can see, it is starting to stick together. Once it becomes too difficult, you're gonna pull it out and you're gonna start rolling it with your hands. It might be a little wet. It might be a little gooey in your hands. That is okay. You're just gonna wanna keep rolling it until it turns into a ball. Mine starts off a little wet and then it starts getting drier the more I roll it. And like I said, this is a science experiment, so maybe that half a teaspoon at first worked for you. Maybe the full teaspoon of that borax solution worked for you. It's all science. It's all gonna be different. Dr. Cookie tried this earlier and the half teaspoon just wasn't enough. And we are getting there with our bouncy ball. We just need a little more bounce. Now, let's try to fix some of our problems. More cornstarch will make a stretchier and bendier ball. Less borax will create a goopier ball. And more glue will create a slimier ball. So these are a lot of similar ingredients to when you make slime. But we added just a bit more to make it into a solid, bouncy ball. Dr. Cookie's bouncy ball just isn't bouncing. I'm not sure what happened to Dr. Cookie's bouncy ball. Oh, Dr. Cookie's assistant is coming. So as you can see, this one does bounce. This one is not dry just yet. We might have to let it dry just a bit. Okay, so we want to learn the difference. This one has dried out for about an hour. As we can see, it does bounce around. It's bouncing to the side right now because I accidentally squished it. Dr. Cookie sat on her bouncy ball. Dr. Cookie's assistant is throwing her bouncy ball. Okay, so we can see that one bounces. This one is not dry just yet, and that's why it's not bouncing quite yet. But there we go, it's starting to bounce just a bit, a little more than it was before. We may need to do just a little bit less of that borax solution. So when you're doing it, possibly start off with that half teaspoon and just do a little more at a time. Dr. Cookie went for it all. She did a full teaspoon. It did not work out for her. Last time it did. This time's just not working out for her as much. I see some people want more bounce. I know this one worked so well. I'm not sure what's happening with this one. There we go, it's starting to bounce. We're starting to get some bounce out of it. You're just gonna have to wait for it to dry up a bit. All right, see, she's starting to bounce. There we go. Haha, Dr. Cookie's bouncy ball is bouncing. And once it dries up, it's gonna bounce just a bit more. Now, to keep your bouncy ball safe, you are going to want either a plastic container or a plastic baggie. You're gonna want something to keep it together. And to just remind you, the chemical reaction happening with your bouncy ball is the borax and the glue creating a chain that is linking together the molecules, and it is what's keeping this ball together. So that is how we made this object that is holding together. Isn't that so cool? How you can mix things together like that. All right, and there is our bouncy ball. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, I see a little tiger laughing at me. Thank you, Sam. Dr. Cookie loves tigers. Thank you so much. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed our 2 chemical reactions. We had our glow sticks and our bouncy balls. Thank you for joining in with Dr. Cookie for Crafty Chemistry Night. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Good night, everyone, and have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving next week. Goodbye.